Most restaurants focus on getting customers through the door, but fewer focus on understanding who those customers actually are. And without that understanding, marketing becomes guesswork. You run promotions, send messages, post content, but you are not always sure who you are reaching or what they actually want. Welcome back to Table Talk with CafeFuel. I'm your host, Brian Devine, and today we're breaking down how restaurants can collect and use customer data the right way and how AI helps turn that data into something useful. Let's start with a simple idea. Customer data turns transactions into relationships. When a customer visits once, that is a transaction. When you know who they are, how often they visit, and what they prefer, that becomes a relationship. And relationships are what drive repeat business. When you understand your customers, your marketing becomes more efficient. You send more relevant messages, you create better offers, and you increase the chances of customers coming back. Customer data also reduces reliance on third-party platforms. If you depend only on delivery apps or external platforms, you do not fully own the relationship. When you collect your own data, you build your own audience. And this is important because your audience is one of your most valuable assets. But many restaurants struggle with data collection. The first issue is not collecting data at all. Customers come in, order, and leave, and there is no connection after that. Another issue is relying only on third-party platforms. While those platforms are useful, they limit your ability to communicate directly. Some restaurants collect data but without a plan. They gather emails or phone numbers but never use them effectively. And sometimes the process is too complicated. Asking for too much information up front can reduce participation. The goal is not to collect everything. The goal is to collect what is useful and use it consistently. So what data should restaurants focus on? Start with basic contact information. Email addresses and phone numbers are the foundation. Then look at visit and order history. How often do customers visit? What do they order? What is their average spend? Customer preferences are also valuable. Favorite menu items, dining habits, time of day they usually visit. Engagement behavior is another layer. Which messages do they respond to? Which promotions do they ignore? And finally, feedback and reviews. These provide insight into the customer experience. Now let's talk about how AI helps make this data useful, because collecting data alone is not enough. You need to understand it. AI helps with segmentation. Instead of looking at one large group of customers, AI can group them based on behavior, frequent visitors, new customers, inactive customers. This makes marketing more targeted.